Hi everybody, I'm Melinda Gallant and I want to welcome you to a very special Cape Conversations. We are standing in the middle of the Heritage Museums and Gardens Test Hydrangea Garden. It's a very, very special place where they're going to be testing all kinds of new hydrangeas and species. It's just so exciting, and today was a ribbon cutting. So come along, let's have a Cape Conversation.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm Ellen Spear. I'm the president and CEO of Heritage Museums and Gardens, and I am delighted to welcome you to the opening of the North American Hydrangea Test Garden at Heritage Museums and Gardens. That feels great to say. We have so many people who are involved in making this happen, and you'll hear from some of them in a minute. Our prime conspirators in this are Dr. Michael and Bonnie Dirr, Bailey's Nurseries, represented today by Ryan McEnany, Star Plants and Roses, the Cape Cod Hydrangea Society, Mal Condon here as president, and the American Hydrangea Society. This group came together to create a garden and to really build upon the work that we've been doing for the past, 6 years, with the Cape Cod Hydrangea Society to create what is, I am told, the most comprehensive hydrangea collection at a public garden in the country. What's going to happen over the next 5 years is every year you're going to see new introductions of hydrangeas. So every time you come, you'll see the latest, the greatest, the newest by the developers and the growers of this wonderful plant, which is, fun fact to know and tell, the most Googled flower on the internet. Hydrangea is it, and it's such a fascinating flower, and I've learned so much from our group of experts here in the time of putting this garden together. It was designed by our phenomenally talented Director of Horticulture, Les Lutz. And it was implemented by our fabulously talented garden staff and garden interns and facilities staff in the back of the room always. But the conception of this happened 2 years ago. I remember sitting in our conference room in the middle of the winter with Mal Condon, Les, and Heather Mead, and Mal was saying in his quiet but completely insistent way, you will have the National and International Hydrangea Seminar at Heritage in 2015. This was in the winter of 2014, and since that time, the seminar happened, the conference happened, wildly successful. And in the middle of the conference, on the middle of the promenade one day, Dr. Michael Dirr buttonholed me and said, we need to create this test garden here at Heritage. Are you up for it? You're going to do it? Do you have to go through a whole bunch of committees? What do you have to do? I said, no, let's do it. And I said, yeah, there's one catch. We need the funding. And he said, don't worry, by the end of the conference. So I witnessed many conversations that Dr. Dirr had with many people throughout the conference, and lo and behold, by the end of the conference, he had put together this wonderful consortium of growers and developers to fund this project over the next 5 years, and we're really, really grateful. So this extends our mission in a number of really important ways. It extends our role as an outreaching force for education, and our mission to inspire people of all ages to explore, discover, and learn together through excellence in landscape and garden design, and it's all due to this really wonderful group. I want to introduce the ringleader of all of this, who I am so honored has been our consultant in the project the whole way, Dr. Michael Dirr. He literally wrote the book, Woody Plants, that every student in horticulture uses, and 299 plus other books and publications. He is Professor Emeritus at the University of Georgia. He is a plant developer in his own right. He's the one who found Endless Summer and brought it to all of us. And we're really honored to have him involved here at Heritage Museums and Gardens. Dr. Dirr, say a few words.
I'll go first.
You do.
I thought Mal went first, and we're brothers. We're Siamese twins in the world of hydrangeas. Anyway, is that correct? He was just down to visit us. How long ago? 2 weeks? 2 weeks. And I load him up every time. Mal's one of the great testers for us. And what we need more than anything in hydrangeas is testing, because you're inundated every year from every breeder around the world and every introducer of plants like Ball Horticulture, Star Roses and Plants, Greenleaf Nursery, Southern Living, Monrovia, Bailey Nursery, with something that you know nothing about except what the words say on paper. And the plants have never read those words, so that they seldom do what the hell they say they're supposed to do. So listen to Dirr, and you listen to this garden, and it's going to speak to you in the years to come. And what's great about this, we planted the seed of an idea last year at this conference, and Ellen pretty much laid it out, so I won't go over it again. But people gave, and they gave. People give for a reason. They give because they believe in excellence. And this garden is excellent, and thanks to your leadership and obviously the staff. Somebody's got to pull the weeds and prune the bushes and all that kind of thing. But hydrangeas need a home. They need an international home and a national home. And what better place? And when I saw it, when we came in by yesterday afternoon, and I walked in and I said, "Hey, this is great." And the design and great. There's a favorite phrase I've used with somebody I talked to up here earlier today. When you're a plant breeder or in anything that you look at, people say, well, that's good. And there's this comment or this commentary that in plant breeding, good is the enemy of great. And that's pretty much true for anything, whether it's a car, maybe a person, or there's a lot of good things around. And likewise with hydrangeas, but I'd say very few great ones. And you're going to have to follow this now and kind of I'm leaving a lot of trail of loose apron strings there to tie up for me when you get up here. But that's why you're here in the shade and I'm in the sun. But they're trying to put. And somebody said I have long pants on today for the first time since I got married, and 46, almost 47 years ago. I'm off target. I got 3 minutes, and I'm going to be done in a second. But if you can find anybody this is called the palm tree in fundraising. Have you ever heard you ever heard the palm tree? So you stick out your hand, you ask for money. But if you know anybody we can target, this is an easy sell, in quotes, and it's meaningful, it's long term. In a way, it's forever, as long as we're on the planet Earth and the gardens are still being groomed and taken care of. This will be here, and it'll be a great calling card for certainly attendance, I think, for future meetings. And how can you miss summer on Cape Cod in July? And what are you looking at? Hydrangeas. So thanks for the support, your support, just being here, sitting here. We'll ask for money a little later today. And if you got any thoughts on where to go, how to make it better, but the remarkable thing about gluing this thing together, it isn't just a collection of hydrangeas. These are magnificent behind me. They're not magnificent this year because of the weather. But Les put it together, and thanks to Bailey Nursery, Bailey delivered an entire truck of herbaceous perennials and complementary plants. And when you look up there, it's actually not a hydrangea collection, it's a hydrangea garden, and that doesn't happen every day. So thanks to you, thanks to the people behind me, and I'm soon going back to Georgia, so I claim no responsibility. Love you.
And Mike did mention the important role that the staff, and particularly our interns, are going to be paying. They're going to be studying these plants, and they're going to be sharing the information about how they perform with the growers and developers every year, and inspiring home gardeners. So that's really a great twofer. And one of my wonderful sights in the garden every day is Mal Condon. He's here every day and has taken care of not only the Cape Cod Hydrangea Society garden, but really been our muse in planning the new garden. And we are really delighted to have him on staff as our curator of hydrangeas. Mal Condon.
Yep, I got it. Thanks, Ellen. Thanks. I just wanted to share with you something special about where you're sitting and what you see immediate to us. I was involved with the very early inception. 2008 actually was the start of what we call a display garden behind me. And this is a wonderful synergy between Heritage and the Cape Cod Hydrangea Society. I can't say that enough. The gardens were planted in 8, 9, and 10. We did some major renovations to get it to its present form and look, 2013 and 14. We think it's a pretty great garden in itself. The nice thing about it is, yes, there isn't any flowers. We've had 3 lousy winters in a row for us here, but we know the reasons, and we think it's going to get better. The interesting thing here in this part of the world, 2006 to 2013 was a series of very mild winters. Nothing failed. Those of you who've been around here then know that. And now we've just had 3 stinkers. So we're optimistic that this little pattern is going to soon be over. But the wonderful thing about the difference between the 2 gardens, here we have the great old varieties that have been around for a long time. Okay? By contrast, you're going to see what the new developments are on the other side of the road. Where would we have something where you can do that? No place that I know. Nothing like this exists anywhere that I've been in, and I know that you would agree with me on that completely. So we have some extraordinary, I think, wonderful, really, opportunities to view hydrangeas in a really large-scale way and make some dramatic commentary about what we see. And that's what we're going to be doing across the street with new varieties. We're going to look, obviously, at bloom count, bloom density, but also winter hardiness. How well does the plant do? So I think we got some great things to look forward to. I'm delighted to be here with all of these wonderful supporting staff that we have, and I think we're going to do some really great things that all of you that know anything about us will be very proud to recommend. Thanks a lot.
And now we're going to hear a few words from Ryan McEnany, who's here representing Bailey Nurseries. And as Mike Dirr said, the staff was working so hard on the hardscape, and they're putting in the steps, and they're putting in all the infrastructure. And one day this big semi-tractor trailer shows up full of plants. So that's when the garden really, really began. We are so grateful to Bailey Nurseries, and Ryan has been terrific in working with us to make this dream of a garden a reality. Ryan.
Good morning. So I was here last year for the conference. I was one of the lucky recipients of Dr. Dirr's conversations, trying to convince my mother to donate the money, to approve the donation of the money. So it was quite the experience, but we made it work. It's really exciting to be here, and I'm excited for you all to go across the street. For those of you that have been here either last year, years in the past, or even the months leading up to this, it's pretty incredible. I got a little sneak peek of it, and I'll try not to echo too much of what Mel and Dr. Dirr said, but on behalf of the nursery and Endless Summer, we are so incredibly excited to be a part of this, simply because we are going to be able to inspire people to know how to use hydrangeas in their garden. It's a beautiful place for the everyday gardener to come and just experience it. For those of us that are concerned about and interested in the testing portion of it, that's going to be really exciting for us to see. We're based in Minnesota, so we have a little bit different environment. So it's exciting for us to be able to be a part of projects like this, where we can trial things in different parts of the country, so that as we're introducing new plants and working with Dr. Dirr to introduce more and more, that we'll know that things are going to be hardy and successful in the everyday homeowner's garden. So on behalf of my family and the nursery and Endless Summer, we are so grateful, Ellen, Les, Mal, everyone that's involved, for taking such beautiful care of this. It really is incredible. So thank you, and when you get over there, enjoy.
Thank you once again to all of our supporters of this wonderful garden effort, and to so many of you who are here with us today who support all of the garden activity here at Heritage. It really is important for people to rediscover the joy of being outside together, and the support that you all provide in so many ways makes that happen. Thank you so very much.
I am standing here with the illustrious and very now, I think you're going to be the hydrangea queen
Oh my.
of not only Cape Cod, but perhaps the entire world.
Oh my. Oh
Ellen
my.
Spear. So tell me about today.
Today is the opening of the North American Hydrangea Test Garden at Heritage. It's the most comprehensive collection of hydrangeas in the country, and it's here on Cape Cod and it's here in Sandwich, which we're really excited about.
So what will happen here at this garden, over the years?
We're working with the major developers and growers of hydrangeas, and every year they're going to give us the new introductions pre-market to be able to test. So they'll be planted here, varieties that you've never seen anywhere else.
Is that
We're
right?
going to measure the blooms, we're going to look at how they perform, and we're going to give that data back to the growers. And they're also set in a natural setting, so if you're like me and don't know what plants go with what plants, you can come
would be
here
me.
for inspiration about what to plant
wonderful.
around these new varieties. It's kind of an extension of the Cape Cod Hydrangea Society garden that we've had here since
right.
2010.
And that's across the road on the other side,
That's
right?
right. We
As
have
you come-
155 plants. It's kind of like the Encyclopedia of Hydrangeas over
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
And here's the experimental laboratory of hydrangeas on
Right.
the other side. We've got 23 varieties this year, and for the next 5 years we'll be adding and taking out the ones that we test and putting in the new ones. But we just added about 600 plants into this garden, so it's
Wow.
really beautiful and will bloom in
wow.
all seasons. So it's not just July.
Now, is there a certain person that has donated funds to this, or is it a broad spectrum of people? Is it one sponsor or one donor?
It's a group of developers and growers, Michael and Bonnie Dirr, and Dr. Michael Dirr is the guru of plants.
And we're going to talk to him.
Yes, he wrote the book on ready
Right.
plants. The Cape Cod Hydrangea Society, Bailey's Nurseries, created, they're the growers of endless summer varieties that you've
Oh,
seen
yeah,
at your
yeah.
stores. I just bought one the other day.
Yeah.
It was blooming so beautifully, I had to take it home.
Right.
The Star Roses and Plants are involved, Ball Nurseries,
Wow.
Proven Winners has donated plants.
Oh, wow.
So we're really indebted to the growers,
that's
and the American Hydrangea Society has also donated. So for the next 5 years, they are our stewards of this garden, and we'll be working closely with them to share information to them and inspiration to the rest of us.
Oh, that's exciting. Now, your staff had a big part of this, right?
Yes, Les Lutz, our Director of Horticulture Design,
Which
this
has
beautiful
done a
garden.
marvelous job. Even up until now, he's done some marvelous things
Yes,
here.
it's a beautiful design, very easy to walk through, very Cape Cod. There's
Yeah.
a seashell paths, there's a
Nice.
water feature, it's really beautiful. And our garden staff, garden interns and facilities staff created the garden.
Oh, it is, well, it is stunning. It is absolutely, absolutely stunning. And it's so much fun to have something like this in Sandwich. I mean, who would think it? I mean, you know, people go around and they go, oh, you know, heritage, it's kind of what it always was. It isn't what it always was. You still have cut here, right?
That's right.
You still have
Costumes
that.
for cinema.
And then you have this too, and then you just have the beautiful gardens.
Yes.
And you want to contemplate, you can go over to the Labyrinth. So
That's right.
it's just fabulous. It's just a fabulous, fabulous place. Great place to come this summer for sure.
We hope people just rediscover the joy of being outside together. That's what it's all about in the summer.
That's wonderful. That's a great, great thing to aspire to. So thank you.
Thank you for
Good
coming.
to see you.
Hope we see you around the garden.
All righty. I am standing here with the infamous, I've heard, and maybe
Not
even
the
famous.
best, not the best word.
Not
Famous.
famous. Okay, I always wanted to be infamous. Anyway, Dr. Michael Dirr, correct?
Correct.
And you are from
Georgia.
Georgia.
University of Georgia.
University of Georgia. My sorority was founded there, Phi Mu.
Is that right?
Yes, Athens, Georgia.
Congratulations, great.
It was 100 years ago that I was in it,
a
but
great city.
a great city. I've been to Athens, Georgia. It is. It's
Wonderful,
beautiful.
wonderful.
Well, what in the heck is a Southern boy doing up here today?
See this hat?
Yeah?
It says University of Massachusetts, or it did anyway.
Yeah, it still does.
And many years ago, I graduated from there in '72 with
Is that right?
with my PhD, and took a job in Illinois as a faculty member. Then went to Georgia in '79 and never looked back. So I've been, my wife and I and our 3 children have been in Athens, Georgia, University of Georgia. I retired. I've been a plant breeder for a whole career, and
Yeah.
still doing it. Actually, we started a private company. We work with growers and nurseries around the country and around the world, and a lot of it has been focused on why we're here today,
Oh,
hydrangeas.
fabulous.
Oh,
Fabulous.
this-
It is so gorgeous. So tell me, what was your involvement?
Well, the involvement was last year we had at this very place at Heritage Museums and Gardens, we had a hydrangea conference in July 14th, 15th, 16th of last year, 15. And we kind of sat around, we talked about things, and can we do things better? Can we do something innovative, new? Can we get an extensive hydrangea collection that would embody and embrace all the new cultivars? We got across the roads 100 plus
I know.
legacy.
I know.
But look me in the eye, how many flowers do you see on those?
There's none.
You know why?
Well, I know because I know my oak
they're,
garden.
they're not reborn.
Cape Cod has not had very good weather in the last couple
Yeah,
of winters.
no place has,
Right,
including
no.
Georgia. So anyway, the seed was planted for, let's see if we can expand the garden, put a national, international collection together that might serve people like you, gardeners who are interested in the best that they can grow in their area. Certainly growers, And from my vision is breeders. And if I took you over that garden now, which I'd like to do with the camera guys that are smiling so eloquently here. Can you smile eloquently? You speak eloquently. Anyway, look at it, he's happy. Anyway, there's Lady in Red, which is one of ours that we introduced in 2004. It's the only plant in that whole damn collection that's this tall and flowered on old wood. And if you're a plant breeder, you look at the other 139 the other 139 cultivars,
Yeah.
they're all green bushes.
Yeah.
So what are you going to breed with? You're going to breed with the one that's alive, wood hardy, flowering, and it's obviously cold hardy.
Right.
And you're going to breed it, and you're going to breed it, and you're going to make them better, better, better. So that's what this garden brings to us. It brings us a power of data, of research, of observation, and actually a common sense gardening.
Well, and isn't that refreshing?
It is.
Common sense. It's not very common.
I can tell you, I taught students. I've had thousands of students. There's not a book that I know that's written on common sense.
There should be.
There needs to be.
Perhaps that should be your next one.
You know what? I'm working on another tree book right now, but I think I might take your advice to go back and let's put it in the archives for right now, in the archives of the brain cells. And how about, what do you guys think? We need a common sense book. They agree.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Is this going to go in the air?
Yeah, it is. Now we're going to hold you to it. We'll be looking for it.
Yeah, it'll be a while. But anyway.
So tell me, how many books have you written?
There's about, counting revisions, I got a major textbook called Manual of Wood Landscape Plants, which is in its 6th edition, which was 2009. So there's 6 of those, and there's about 12, 13 books.
Wow, that's fabulous. And so students all over the country, all universities around the world use your...
the Manual of Wood Landscape Plants is pretty much, it's been a standard teaching text, and pretty much wherever I go, somebody's got it and is quoting something I said stupid, like... Why'd you call that Siberian elm a stink bomb of a tree? Because it is a stink bomb of a tree. And I think one of the greatest compliments is that people say, you tell it like you see it or you live it, and I do live this. I'm 72 and I'm still going strong. I hope I'm still going strong. And you put it on paper, kind of right the way I talk, which is probably very confusing to the two gentlemen in front of me.
Oh, that's all right. They're good. They're good.
No, but I think it's important. All the garden books are, this is the greatest, this is the greatest, this is the greatest. Well, there's damn few great anything in this world.
Right.
People, plants, or places.
That's right.
So we try to tell
There's a lot of good things, but great things are few and far between.
Well said.
Yes.
You can write a book with me.
I will. That I will.
Common sense book.
Common sense book. That's true. So how long are you here for? You're on your way back to Georgia?
No, we came in. I've been doing some work at UMass.
Oh,
Tree
good.
planting. I've been working with them on a consulting basis. And then we're going to visit a couple nurseries in Connecticut, Mark Salu's Prize Corner Farm. We stay at Yukon, we get on a plane, we go back and back to gardening.
And you have a longer season there, don't you?
Oh yeah, we start in April, pretty much, actually March. Leaves start popping out on Hydrangea macrophylla. We still got color in October, November. Our first frost is usually typically not till late October into mid-November, somewhere in there. So yeah,
we usually are late like that too. Did they tell you that? Our frosts are late
summer
here.
In Cape Cod, spring is late to come.
Yeah, spring. We have no spring. It's called mud season here. You just have mud, and then it's summer.
Right, but Cape Cod,
like this.
Cape Cod's magnificent.
It is.
My wife and I actually honeymooned on Cape Cod. So.
Is that right? So did my husband and I did too, from Ohio.
Is that right?
Yeah, where'd you honeymoon?
Guess where we're from? Ohio.
No.
Yeah, Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Oh, we're from Columbus area.
Okay.
Delaware, Ohio, where Ohio Wesleyan is.
You didn't go to Ohio State, did you?
I certainly did. Go Buckeyes.
Me too.
Oh!
Small world.
It's a small world. Us Buckeyes got to stick together.
Yeah, we're doing well in football. Okay,
back to hydrangeas, right. So this garden is going to expand, I heard, in 5 years, or over the next 5 years.
Well, the commitment from most of the donors was, for $5,000 a year for 5 years, and hopefully we're applying for grants now. I know Ellen's on top of it. They went to the Stanley Smith Horticulture Trust for a $20,000 grant, which would be dedicated, I think, to this. I wrote a kind of a support letter, not kind of a letter of support. And I just think we got to keep this kind of garden going. There aren't any, number one.
Right.
There aren't any with this kind of vision. And
Right.
Ellen's got great leadership, and you got a great staff here. Les Lutz is,
he's a fine horticulturist.
He's better than fine.
Yeah,
he borders on great. I can't give you that title yet, but he made this thing. He made this thing happen. So yeah, and I think certainly my wife and I'll give some more. There'll be some other guys I'm going to touch. I've done a lot for the American nursery industry, worldwide nursery industry.
They owe
and when
you.
you ask, in a way they do. No, when you ask, and you do it in a kind way, but you got to give to get.
Sure,
You can't just stick
absolutely.
the damn palm tree out and say, "Give me money." Why? People
Right.
give to great causes. They give to
Right.
things that are meaningful and things that
Right.
are dear to their heart.
Right. And they will to this.
They will. They have.
Then they have. Sure.
And when you think about who's donated, There's the American Hydrangea Society there in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We got Cape Cod Hydrangea Society. We got Ball Ornamentals, or now Star Resident Plants. They're in Chicago. That's where their base is. We got Bailey Nursery there in Minnesota. Mike Dirr and Bonnie Dirr in Athens, Georgia.
There we go. We're all over the country.
Camera. Where are the New Englanders?
Right. We need to get those New Englanders out here. That's right. You're absolutely right.
I think if you build it, they will come.
I think you're right. Well, they have to see it. You know, it's kind of like Missouri out here. Show me.
You and I have. I don't know. We're not the same age. I think you're younger than I am, but we have the same.
Not by much.
The same philosophy of life.
Right. So anyway, I just want to thank you for taking a couple of minutes before his lunch to talk to me about what's going on here. It's a pleasure to meet you, and congratulations. You were a major part of getting this done. And thank you. From the people of Sandwich, thank you very much.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hopefully you'll visit many times, and we'll be back at least once a year.
Oh, great.
I want to thank.
Okay.
Hey, I was taking data this morning. I was taking data yesterday.
Is that right? That's great.
That's why it's here.
That's great.
A lot of people see it as beauty, which is fine.
Yeah.
But, is that Cindy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can she enter to come on in? We'll give you.
Anyway, nice to meet you again. Thank you. Gosh, Ellen Spear has done so much for Heritage. And wasn't Michael Dirr, he was a hoot. What a great guy. And just to think he's working with everybody here at Heritage to bring the best hydrangeas to the world. It's just so exciting. So I want to thank you for joining me today for this very, very special event. And I'll see you next time on another Cape Conversation.